What is up, bros, and welcome to the All Bros podcast. I am Jonathan.
Nah, I'm Caleb.
And we are joined by a special guest this week. We are joined by Ben from the Angry Dad podcast. Ben, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm the angry motherfucking dad, and, I'm just a badass motherfucker that likes to talk.
And the episode's already been marked as explicit in the first 10 seconds. I think that's a new
How
record
it
for us. No,
it
dude, I
has
love
to be
it.
explicit
I love
if
it.
I'm on.
I love it. No, that's all. It's a new record for us. I love it. So me and Caleb are two aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a bit of the nerd life. This week on the podcast, we only have one item to talk to you about in 4K Spotlight. It's DJ's favorite movie of 2021, no matter what he said in the last episode that he was on. We all know it was. And then after that, we don't have anything for Through the Wall, so we'll be jumping into our headliner of the evening, which will be our breakdown of the 1990 version of Total Recall, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Freaking hell yes.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys say we get started?
I say let's do it.
Jump into it.
Funny enough, I actually think it's your promo's turn.
That's funny.
Need motivation? Angry Dad Podcast. Trying to jumpstart your life? Angry Dad Podcast. You want help getting off the couch? Angry Dad Podcast. You need a verbal kick in the ass? Angry Dad Podcast. You want to hear from somebody who's been through it all? Angry Dad Podcast. I am here for you. You can find me on all podcast platforms.
I'm not sure if you've listened to the other ones.
Heard it last week, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Okay. Like I said, I told DJ I fix it afterwards, but he told me not to. So you can blame him.
It was hilarious. I was laughing the whole time. If it wasn't for DJ, I wouldn't have known of you guys.
Oh well, we freaking love DJ.
Yeah, he's
he's fucking
awesome
hilarious.
Guy. All right. So, what the hell? Okay, sorry, my pen got stuck on my shirt. Anyway, so with 4K Spotlight, the only movie coming out, at least like big title, is The Matrix Resurrections, which, like I said, this was DJ's favorite movie of 2021, no matter what he says. So this is everything he wanted it to be and more. It was the perfect fourth film.
Well, he can't keep moving it in his fucking in his algorithm there because he keeps jumping back and forth.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Doesn't it keep switching between 3 and 4?
Exactly. And I'm like, no, you just got to keep it within the fold. The first rating is the only rating.
Yeah. That's why we got him on freaking lock with our episode. He gave didn't he give it 100 as his personal score?
Yes, he did. Yeah, hundreds across the board. Freaking DJ. Look, you know what? I get how, you can love a movie like that, Matrix is your life. But like, even I wouldn't give Ghostbusters 100 all around. I'm just saying.
Well, sometimes you just can't, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it was good. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a super solid movie.
It was.
I mean, both Ghostbusters and Matrix.
Yeah. Well, getting hit back to back. And what's the crazy part is I still haven't had a chance to watch The Matrix 4 yet because, I got so much crazy stuff piling on me. Like almost all my movie watching has been on pause.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh, rough.
Yeah. Now, it's sometimes when you're producing and working and just constantly doing shit, it's like all of a sudden, I never respected computer work ever respected it until I had to actually do it. Now I'm like, fuck, why am I tired?
Dude, it can get challenging. Like, I mean, health, like I get freaking worn out anytime I have like a really difficult episode art to create. And now that I started animating it, like just giving myself more work to do.
Oh yeah. I mean,
But they're so
thumbnails
good,
are
Caleb.
killer. That's what I hate making the most.
Yeah, they can whoop your ass if you let them get too crazy like I did.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm a fucking moron and computer illiterate, so I'm literally teaching myself how to do all these graphic things, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm figuring it the fuck out, but I'm figuring it the fuck out.
Yeah, YouTube is my best friend when it comes to shit like that.
Shit, I'm not even using YouTube. I'm literally trial and erroring it every fucking time.
Oh my gosh, that must be
That's
even more
impressive.
difficult.
Because yeah, I'd be throwing a computer through a window if I had to do that.
Oh, trust me. you don't know how many times I slam my hands on the table and then I walk away. I'm like, and then I'm like, okay. And then especially when you get fucking like, fucking internet drop where you're like, why is it taking this long to fucking upload?
Oh my gosh. Dude, that is the worst. Like I have like I can't sit down at my computer and wait for shit to upload, so I have like a mirror thing set up on my phone so I can just like watch it and then like keep checking my phone all day and see when it like uploaded when my internet's acting all shitty. Like,
yeah.
I swear this is definitely because we love the game.
Oh, no, it definitely is because I built in a second router in my computer setup just to have a hardline feed to do just my shit. Because if anyone else jumps on my fucking internet, all of a sudden everything you do drags.
Oh yeah, I know all about that.
Yeah.
I have a long ass Ethernet cable going from like my couch all the way to my computer in here.
Wow.
I ended up getting that Cat 7 to fucking be like, nope, no fucking drag.
Oh. Anyway, Matrix.
Yeah, Matrix.
Well,
Matrix, yeah. So there's a shit ton of releases for this movie, but there's only one exclusive. Shocker, it's the Best Buy Steelbook. And honestly, I don't know, it's kind of a boring steelbook. It just says The Matrix Resurrections, and then it has like the wording coming down and like the green print. I don't know why it's kind of boring to me.
Don't judge those people.
It's been done before. It's been
I
done
had a feeling
before.
Caleb was going to fight me on that shit.
I know, I feel personally attacked.
You're basically just buying the Animatrix DVD set.
See, Ben gets it.
Oh, yeah. Now, let me tell you right now, Matrix, when it first hit, that was my shit. And then fucking, following all the way through, like I said, I haven't seen the fourth, but, the build-up and the rollout for it was fucking, I thought was smooth.
Yeah, if you want, like, genuine thoughts on the movie, you have to listen to our episode, because DJ gives you the real bits about it.
Even though he gives it 100 across the board, he still does give some criticism. So besides that 4K Best Buy exclusive steelbook, they're releasing just the regular Blu-ray and the regular 4K, and then they're releasing a 4-pack on both 4K and Blu-ray. I love how the I don't know if the Blu-ray pack is called this. I don't think it is. Where the hell is it? No, it's not. Wait, what? Wait, maybe there is another exclusive. Oh, sorry, I lied. There is one more exclusive. There's a Target exclusive. That is just a regular. So it's not 4K. It's just Blu-ray, and it's literally the same lettering coming down, but this time it has the red pill and the blue pill on the cover as well.
All right, that's legit.
Yeah, right. Now, why couldn't that be on the steelbook? I would have preferred.
And that should have been the steelbook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're gonna fucking buy a steelbook, you got to buy the fancy shit,
right? Especially considering you're spending $35.
Yeah,
some expensive
and
shit.
this is coming from somebody who no longer buys DVDs. Everything's digital copy now because I've had walls of DVDs and got to the point where I gotta haul this shit everywhere I fucking go, every fucking time.
I feel that pain. It sucks.
It's a
It's
struggle.
worth it.
It is worth it. But at the same time, that's why I was like, I'm just buying digital from now on because it's just so much more fucking convenient.
Dude, it is the best. Like, hell, for this movie, I freaking uploaded it onto my VR headset and watched it in big screen. So it was like I was watching it in the movie theater. And it was just, like, so much better than watching it like normal.
Well, like I got a 75 surround sound LED transition light set up in my house with a premium Bose setup because that's how I take my movies, my anime, and my sports. So it's like that fucking home theater setup. You know, I got an Oculus too, but I never use it.
Ah,
That's how that's what I'm getting to right now. I only use it when Caleb and I do it.
Yeah, dude, I'm trying to convince Vic and DJ to get one so we can all have like a big ass bros movie night.
Well, DJ needs to just hurry up and get on it because, you know, he's the official third host of this show.
Yeah,
That's true. You didn't hear that, Vic. We love you.
well, Vic's technically the official
Vic.
third too.
Yeah, there's a problem. Find a picture of me and then ask me.
Oh,
I said it for you, DJ, so don't worry about it.
The only thing that I will say that 4K or physical format still has over digital is that it has actually been physically proven that no matter how good of internet you have or how well your like download speed is, yada yada yada, the audio and picture quality you get on a 4K disc is still a slight notch above just watching it on a 4K digital copy.
Yeah, but that's only if you're not running an optical sensor for audio. Like
Okay,
people
true.
who can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you run an optical sensor, the audio quality is just that much more crisper and cleaner instead of just doing like a.
Fair enough.
I'm just saying, bro. I didn't.
No, you got a point.
TV. My shit is fucking.
No, you got a point there. No, damn, yeah, you got a point there. Well, you know what? I you know what? I'm gonna go complain to Flick Pick on YouTube because he didn't give me enough information to argue this.
I'm at that point with a toddler that I'll just watch a movie however the hell I can.
See,
yeah, because you know he gets them all for free.
All my kids are old.
Sorry, Caleb. Okay, that's the last time I call you out for that. Last time.
That's bullshit, and you know it.
Yeah, I know it is. But so anyway, so that Target exclusive, if you guys want it. And then, so I lied. They're not it doesn't look like they're doing a 4-pack on Blu-ray, but they are doing a 4-pack on 4K, and they're calling it, what are they calling it? The Matrix 4-film Deja Vu set.
They should have called it the 4-pack glitch. That's what they should have called it.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that would have been really cool, actually. Okay, what the hell?
You know, where's the marketing for these people? This should have been thought. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they missed out. Like anytime we get like something like that where it's like a missed opportunity, like it just makes you think like what the hell is the marketing team doing? Like did they even think of that?
Yeah. Some people just drop the fucking ball, man. I swear to God.
Warner Brothers more than not.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they do DC, so that's why they drop so fucking much.
Oh, shots fired.
Dude, the only thing that they're able to do good with DC is I'll say their shows are pretty good.
That's it.
CWs are okay. Yeah.
Why can't they get the animator to write movies?
Yeah, just make the animated movies live action. That's all you have to frickin' do. Story
for story. You don't even got to change the fucking lines. You can literally take any DC animation and convert that into... Could you imagine if they took Batman, the animated series, and then just made that an ongoing fucking movie per fucking episode? Guess the fuck what? Millions upon millions of fucking dollars. Mark Hamill fucking voicing the Joker all the fucking time.
Dude, that would be freaking epic.
Dude, what I freaking love is with the Batman coming out, everyone else is like giving their estimations of what it's going to open at. Warner Brothers hasn't said shit. They're just like, you know what? It opens what it opens at.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like,
hoping for 100 million. I don't know if it will
No, they're
happen.
definitely... I don't know. The Batmobile throws me off. The costume throws me off. But it's just like, will he be able to have the chops to fucking hold up to, Michael Keaton, fucking, or is he gonna be is he gonna be a better Bruce Wayne, or is he gonna be a better Batman? You know what I'm saying? Because you never get the combination of the two.
As long as he's as good as Ben Affleck, then I'm okay.
Like, I thought Ben Affleck he should have been playing Thomas Wayne Batman. That's what he should have been playing, because he's had that thickness.
You know what? That's a good point. That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? The attitude,
really cool.
the killing, the guns. You know what I'm saying? That's all Thomas Wayne right there. That's what that's the spinoff Ben Affleck should have been playing.
Yeah, but I want the spinoff off of that one where it's with the canon that they set in place. Like if Ben Affleck is going to be playing Bruce Wayne, I want Jeffrey Dean Morgan to be playing Thomas Wayne Batman. That would I freaking love Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
It would be good. Like I said, there's just so much riding on this Batman, though. And plus, the only promotional food item coming out for this movie was a fucking pizza from Little Caesars. And there was no cups, there's no merchandise, but a pizza that's folded in on the sides.
That's it?
I don't know. That's it. That's the only promotional that came out. And they didn't even come out when Batman came out. It came out months earlier, and it's not even relevant anymore.
Ugh.
When you do these movies, it should have the promotional deals. Remember, either McDonald's, Burger King, or whatever fast food restaurant, promote the fuck out of it months before the movie comes out, so you get all the merchandise, and then you see the movie, and all we got was a Little Caesars pizza.
Well, I know McDonald's strictly does Disney now. That's all that they will endorse.
But that's not true. They have Teen Titans Go a lot, all the time.
Well, I mean, movie wise.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, movie wise, not
Okay, never mind.
What happened?
I don't know about Wendy's or Burger King, because I can't remember the last time I actually saw them endorse a film. But I mean, Burger King I feel is obsolete now.
Don't speak on Burger King like that, bro. I literally, that's my go-to if I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna have.
Okay, at least out here in Utah, it's obsolete.
Well, yeah, no, it's everyone badmouths it, but it's the only place you can actually get mayo on a burger.
Touche. You got a point there. And mayo is freaking delicious.
Absolutely. That's why you get a Whopper with extra mayo.
I've never had a Whopper. Is that sad?
Dude, what?
Yes.
Yeah, I've never had a Whopper, and I've never had a Big Mac. The two staples of the two biggest fast food chains ever, and I've never had either.
Dude, what kind of life do you live?
He hasn't really experienced
it yet. That's a great question. Exactly. See? My spare time is too much involving learning everything I can about John Wayne Gacy for the Gacy Gazette. That's
it shows. Dude, every time I have to justify to Brielle, I'm like, no, he's not a serial killer. He's just weird.
Yeah.
And it gets harder and harder and harder to defend you.
Hey, you greenlit that spinoff in my defense. And second, Brielle should already know that I'm crazy. Come on, we've been friends for how long?
I'm just enough where I hope you wouldn't kill me.
Well, I mean, I was referring to me and Brielle being friends, so you're an entirely different story. So I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Let's just say it's probably a good thing that you're out in Georgia. Just
What the shit?
I'm gonna shut up. Matrix Resurrections, if you guys want to pick it up. I'm sure DJ will be picking up every single exclusive. Right, DJ? Does anyone know? Does DJ have a P.O. box at all?
Mm-hmm.
I believe they do. I actually think they do. It's usually in their show notes.
It is? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to look that up.
And as long as DJ keeps updating the show notes correctly, you know what I'm saying? I remember it being in their show notes.
Yeah, he sent me the P.O. box when I sent him the him and Beth the third unofficial host T-shirts.
Hell yeah, I love it. Well, DJ, if you're listening to this, you may or may not, probably will, be getting a little surprise from me. So you didn't hear anything. But yeah, so that's it for 4K Spotlight. So unless you guys got anything to say about DJ's favorite movie of 2021, I'm gonna keep.
Don't change the list.
DJ, it's okay. My favorite movie of 2021 was obliterated. Oh my god, obliterated by fans. So it's all good. But yeah, unless you guys got anything else to say about Matrix Resurrections.
Well, I can't report on anything because, like I said, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, highly recommend it when it comes back on HBO Max.
I'm definitely, like I said, when I get a chance, I'm going to sit down and watch it, you know what I'm saying? But at this moment, like even right now, I'm working towards, because my mom's 60th birthday is coming up this Saturday, so this whole week it's been getting, like I literally drove 2 hours, picked up $350 worth of ribs, getting them prepped, getting them set, cleaning up the yard, getting ready to smoke, getting ready to cook it up, and and do my mom's 60th birthday at my house. So it's been balls to the walls for the last 2 weeks.
Oh shit,
dude. Yeah, wow.
Oh yeah. For those who don't know, my passion is food, and barbecuing and smoking is something that I take great pride in, and I can cook it all and smoke it all. Oh yeah, I'm doing beef ribs, baby back ribs, and I'm doing St. Louis ribs, and then I'm cooking 2 tri-tips, doing burgers and hot dogs. I'm getting it all cooked, the night before, or getting the smoker put on the night before, so I got at least a 13-hour smoke on all the ribs.
Oh.
What town did you say?
Well, excuse me. I'm going to be looking up flights for Northern California.
Yeah, same here.
Oh yeah. And I just picked up
let's
some
plan a bros weekend.
It's what I do, man. Like I said, I love to cook it up, even though I'm doing it for myself most of the time. But you know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Oh man, I'm jelly.
Wait, did I already say did you guys have anything else to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Really quickly though, if you guys want to feel like super nostalgic, god damn it, I dropped my pen cap. Both Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, the movie, and the 3 Rugrats movies are being released on Blu-ray the same day, and I'm losing my shit for Jimmy Neutron because I've had that shit pre-ordered since the day it went live, which was I think 6 months ago. And
Holy
I'm
shit.
just so happy it finally has a freaking release date. God, I can't freaking wait to own this on physical format. I freaking love this movie. But yeah. So that's what I will be picking up Tuesday, not the Matrix Resurrections. I'll be picking up Jimmy Neutron.
I respect it.
But yeah. You respect it or expect it?
Respect it.
Oh, respect it. Okay. If you expected it, I wouldn't care either, because you know what, fair enough. Well then, what do you guys say we jump into our headliner?
So let's do it.
right, so for this week's All Bros headliner, we will be breaking down the 1990 version of Total Recall. It feels so weird that I have to say the actual year it came out since this movie was remade. Which, Ben, have you seen the remake?
I've seen the remake, and it's decent, but it's not it's not Total Recall. You know what I'm saying? You could literally call it anything else but Total Recall, and it'd be its own movie.
Colin Farrell's in that one, right?
Yeah, he is, and he does a great job. It's action-packed. It's what an action movie needs to be with mindless violence. But the thing is you could literally just call it anything else, and it would be its own movie. It wouldn't even be a remake of Total Recall because they go so left with the direction of what they're doing.
Gosh, you gotta hate when they don't follow source material. Like, if you're going to do a remake, just freaking own up to it and do a remake.
Yeah, keep close to the parameters, because like even at the end of that, spoiler, you know, he's in the recall and not like, you know, they show all these things and they give all these secrets through the whole movie. Like, this is how you tell if you're in the psychosis state. And then at the very end, it's like, oh, here it is. And then they show the whole entire back scene of like, guess what? Spoiler. He's dreaming. And I'm like, bullshit.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, getting ahead of myself. Dude, I thought that's the route that this movie was going to take a couple times. But like I said, we'll get into it. This is going to be fun.
But yeah, sorry, I almost forgot what I was supposed to
Well, this
say.
movie takes place in 2084.
2084.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
so if we don't have Johnny Cabs in that year, I'm going to be pissed.
have...
That's all I'm going to say. I don't care how scary that shit is. I want some Johnny Cabs.
You know what I'm saying? Talking shit, too.
Oh, I love it. Well, you know what, Caleb, I want to try something different. I want to see if I can nail what you usually say about the breakdown. You ready for this? Let's do it. All right, guys, if you're new to our breakdown system, we rate. Oh my God, I'm already butchering it. We rate movies by it's 8 different categories, right?
Yep.
I'm already killing this. And those 8 categories are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own genre grade, and all of those amazing numbers get piled all together to give us our final score. I feel like that way too fast, and did I miss any?
I mean, you missed that this is going to be a final All Bros and Angry Dad score.
Damn it, I'm sorry. This is why I don't do this part, guys. But anyway, if you guys have not seen the 1990 version of Total Recall, y'all have had a very, very long time.
Yeah, over 30 years?
Yeah. Over 30 years.
Oh.
So if you guys keep on listening and it's spoiled for you, this is on your fault. This is your fault. But yeah, so I'm about to spoil the whole entire damn thing. So yeah, here we go. Reading with Rose. It's gonna be fun. All right. In 2084, Mars is a colonized world under the tyrannical regime, I'm already killing it, of Vilos Cohagen, who controls the mining of valuable turbinium ore. On Earth, construction worker Douglas Quaid experiences recurring dreams about Mars and a mysterious woman. Intrigued, he visits Recall, a company that implants realistic false memories, and chooses. Did I just refer to it as Recall instead of Recall?
It's how it's spelled in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's how they spell it in the movie, but the tagline is said in the movie, though.
Okay,
or
my bad.
Because I couldn't understand. I was like, why are they spelling with a freaking K? And it didn't make any sense to me.
Okay, that makes more sense. Thank you. So he chooses one set on Mars with a blue sky, where he is a Martian secret agent. However, before the implant is completed, Quaid lashes out, already thinking he is a secret agent. Believing Cohagen's agency has suppressed Quaid's memories, the recall employees erase evidence of Quaid's visit and send him home. En route, Quaid is attacked by men led by his work colleague Harry because Quaid unknowingly revealed his past. Quaid's instincts take over and he kills his assailants. Assailants. At home, he is assaulted by his wife Lori, who claims their marriage is a false memory implant and the agency assigned her to monitor Quaid. He flees but is pursued by armed men led by Richter, Cohagen's operative, and Lori's real husband. A man claiming to be Quaid's former acquaintance gives him a suitcase containing supplies and a video recording in which Quaid identifies himself as Hauser, a Cohagen ally who defected after falling in love. According to the recording, Cohagen brainwashed Hauser to become Quaid and conceal his secrets before securing him on Earth. Hauser instructs Quaid to return to Mars and stop Cohagen. On Mars, Quaid evades Richter and, following a note from Hauser, travels to Venusville, wow, a district, I'm killing it, guys, a district populated by humans and those mutated by air pollution and radiation. He meets Melina, who knows him as Hauser and believes he is still working for Cohagen. In his hotel room, Quaid is confronted by Lori and Dr. Edgemar from Recall, who explains that Quaid and is still at Recall on Earth. Quaid notices Edgemar is sweating and, believing he is real, kills him. Quaid is captured by Richter's men, but Melina rescues him and Quaid kills Lori. The pair escape with taxi driver Benny to Venusville. The mutants lead them to a hidden rebel base where Quaid meets their leader, Quado?
Quado.
Quado, thank you. Thank you. Quado, a mutant growing... when we get to effects, I have a lot to say about that. Just it's good, I promise. It's good. A mutant growing out of the abdomen of his brother George. You said Quado, right?
Yeah, Quado.
Okay. Quado physically reads Quaid's mind, learning that Cohagen is hiding a 500,000-year-old alien reactor built into a mountain that, once activated, produces breathable air but could also destroy all turbinium, ending Cohagen's monopoly over both resources. Benny shoots George, revealing himself to be in Cohagen's employ, and Cohagen's forces attack the base, killing the rebels. Quado implores Quaid to start the reactor before Richter executes him. Cohagen disables Venusville's air supply to slowly suffocate the remaining inhabitants. Quaid and Melina are brought to Cohagen, who explains that Hauser was his close friend who volunteered to become Quaid as an elaborate ruse to bypass the mutant's psychic abilities, infiltrate the rebellion, and destroy it. Quaid's recall visit had activated him earlier than planned, and Cohagen has been helping him to survive the oblivious Richter's pursuit. Cohagen orders Hauser's memories to be restored in Quaid and Melina to be reprogrammed as his subservient lover, but they manage to escape to the mines below the reactor. Benny, Richter, and his men attack them, but the pair outwits and kills them all. Cohagen awaits them in the reactor control room, claiming that activating it will destroy the planet. He sets off an explosive, but Quaid throws it down a tunnel, creating a breach to the Martian surface. The explosive decompression blows Cohagen out to the surface where he suffocates and dies. Quaid activates the reactor before he and Melina are also blown out. The reactor melts the planet's ice core into gas that bursts to the surface, forming a breathable atmosphere and saving Quaid, Melina, and the rest of Mars' population. As everyone beholds the now blue sky, Quaid momentarily wonders if everything was a dream before he and Melina share a kiss.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Great story right there.
Yeah. I would agree.
Yeah, so that's the first category that we are going to be scoring. But just a few thoughts. Dude, when they started getting into the whole, like, after he was in, like, the machine and, like,
Yeah.
in Recall and everything, and they started saying, like, oh, like, when he's like, you blew my cover, you blew my, like, freaking out, I was just like, oh shit, is this part of the memory? Like, I thought we were, like, in the memory that they were uploading on him for a while. And then, like, when what's his face, the doctor, Edgemar came in. Yeah, when Edgemar came in and was, like, talking to him, explaining to him what's happening, and he's just like, listen, you've had, like, some sort of psychosis. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is freaking insane. And then, like, like, this is crazy. And then when he shot him, like, I didn't realize this was, like, real. Like, it had me fooled for the longest time. And I loved every second of it. Because I'm like, why would they have a program that's, like, exactly what this dude is doing? So it was a trip. It was a total trip.
It is, but there's little bits and pieces that it drops in your lap where you're like, it makes you feel if it isn't or if it is. But, like, a lot of the time, like, even when they had the whole conversation, you know, and only Arnold could rip himself free from anything, almost choke somebody to death, and then they got to shoot him so much full of tranks, and they're like, we didn't even program him. And so, you know, you got to take that in there where it's like, is that real or isn't real? But the way they're like, no, just dump them off. And because that's what companies would do. They're like, get rid of them. We're going to erase any trace of what we're doing. You know, cover this the fuck up and erase his fucking mind. And they're like, and the lady was like, I'll see what I can do because it's a mess.
Yeah, but it was so trippy. And then when he went back home and his wife started attacking him, or, like, quote unquote his wife,
yeah,
like, I was losing my shit. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, they turned her into a bad guy. Like, this is trippy, dude. And she freaking popped him in the nuts, like, a good couple times.
And that's Sharon Stone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, that's her. That's her young.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? It you know, they're like the all-star list that's in this movie is great, but the thing is like none of them were great stars except for Arnold, because Arnold's coming off of, you know, I believe it's Conan the Barbarian, Commando, and all these other movies doing this, and it's just like that's that next starring role that pushed him off, you know?
Oh, this...
And Michael Ironside, god damn.
Yeah, I do have my thoughts about him, because I feel like it's just story-wise, I feel like it's super weird to send one of your agent's wife to live with someone to, like, make sure, like, the memory thing took. I'm like, you could just made her another agent. Like, you didn't have to make her his wife.
You need, you know, in story-wise, you need something to have that catalyst for him not to want to respond to his boss. You know what I'm saying? Nothing better than that.
That is very true.
Because there's many times where he's like, I'm losing you. I'm getting sunspots. I'm like, this is 2084. Nothing should be breaking signal.
And then, oh my gosh, speaking of breaking signal, apparently just putting a wet towel on your head breaks breaks a tracking signal. And hell, even that freaking tracker, that thing was the size of a freaking baseball.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that was hard watching him pull that out of his nose.
It was difficult then, and it's still difficult now, because you're like, oh, but man, they made it look.
Good hell.
Even when it opened, I'm like, why couldn't it have just been that one piece and not the whole ball?
Yeah, like, when it broke open, I'm just like, what? Like, 2084 is weird.
Yeah. So first of all, how'd you even get it in there?
Oh my gosh. Just the way that they adapted the future was so cool to see. Like, I love seeing those those older movies, like, and what they think the future is going to be like. Because, like, right now, like, if you were to see, like, all these future movies, future tech, it's like holograms and, like, touch mirrors and whatnot. And theirs is, like, a phone with a with a screen on it.
Because like even at that time, like stuff wasn't even thought of to have stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like even the GPS was like a little TV. You know, it was a big old handheld thing. Wasn't even the idea of a smartphone. Wasn't even a concept then.
Yeah. So I mean,
it shows its age.
It does. But I feel like this is aged a lot better than other '90s movies have.
Yeah, big time.
I agree with that.
Because it's a solid story, solid writing, and then just prop wise and being like almost all like what the hell is it called? Practical effects.
Yeah, and we'll get into that because I mean the thoughts I have on the effects are just oh my gosh.
Just like, a side note too. Michael Ironside, when he had took this movie, and this is all because, like, you know, I've watched this movie back and forth and back with all the special features. Michael Ironside's sister was actually going through cancer, and when Arnold found out about this, he had him call his sister, talk to his sister, gave him a diet plan, told her what to eat, what to exercise to help her fight through cancer, and that, like, actually, you know, fucking, you know, be able to survive. And she did. But the thing is like, you know, he took the time out of his day and out of the movie to make sure that he sat down with Mike and fucking talked to him and his sister about it.
Dude, he's such a good guy.
Yeah, I always feel he is. You know, people do crazy shit, but, you know, like you said, he's always fucking doing more for others.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like, I've never been, like, the biggest Schwarzenegger fan, but I've always seen like his newer stuff, like Expendables. I'm just like, I don't like him in Expendables. And like anything like considered modern, I'm like whatever. Like I feel like you just have him in there because he's a big name.
Oh yeah.
Caleb, Jingle All the Way is a masterpiece, and I don't care what you say.
It's turbo time.
I love them. I love that movie. I don't care what anyone says, how bad it is. I don't give a shit. I freaking love that movie.
Well, Collateral was a great one. You know, what was the other one? I can't even remember. Collateral. Yeah, I think it was not. Collaterals went like all these movies are basically the same. I remember Collateral being a good one, but I can't remember the one where he was fighting the devil in that one. And that was fucking like one of the newer ones that he did that was really good. You know what I'm saying? It was like a real dark action sci-fi movie. Fuck, I wish I could remember the name of it. It goes like that.
Yeah, let's see. I'll try to look at what his like more modern
End of Days.
Is.
That's what it was called. End of Days.
End of Days.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, End of Days.
That.
And that one's star-studded in itself too. It gets deep.
Yeah, dude, he's had a crazy career.
Oh yeah. Big time. I've always been a big Arnold fan, so like, you know, I've seen everything from beginning to end pretty much.
Yeah, it's wild. And I think one thing that's like maybe a little hard for me to get over is his accent. It's like
it's very distinct.
That's fair.
It is. Like I've never heard anyone else like even like interviews or just like even social media. Like I feel like I would hear someone else with that accent, but it feels like that's just an Arnold thing.
Well, you know, you got to imagine like how many Austrians come over to America, and then like Arnold took like in his bodybuilding years, you know, he talks about it tremendously in a lot of documentaries and books and biopics and stuff where he's all, I would bodybuild during the day and acting school at night. And so he would do these things and talk with acting coaches and learn how to speak and pronunciate. So with all that like actual like schooling he did to perfect his, you know, his ability to act, it just ended up developing that. So like you wouldn't even really get that from another Austrian because, you know, a lot of them didn't get that coaching, didn't get that training, and didn't have or really have the will to perfect their way to speak to, you know, to act.
Like that's so interesting. Like, and if I don't know, it's just like knowing that there's just a bunch of different accents out in the world, but that one particular voice that will always be Arnold.
Yeah, that will always be Arnold. And then can you imagine the Austrian people being upset because that's the accent they're associated with, even though they probably don't even have that accent.
Dude, that would be hilarious to find out, like, we don't even know what the hell accent that is.
You go to Austria and everyone's like, not even talking like this. I'm like, no, this is what I know you as.
Oh my gosh, I wonder if they get that a lot. Like, you guys don't sound anything like Arnold.
Dude,
I
honestly,
would
if I live,
100%.
I can just imagine first word you get out. Hey, so do you all sound Schwarzenegger? First thing, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Or
Do
maybe
not
even just
speak
a fuck
that
you.
name.
That would be. If you even say Schwarzenegger, they will tell you to F off.
But like this story in particular, like this was such a well-crafted story. Like, I have my issues with like different things that they did overall, like, but I mean, we can get into that with writing and acting. I think that's where my two biggest problems are. But overall, like the story, like it kept you engaged the entire time, and like they had like some really like smart bits, like the guy that was holding the tracker when he was like chasing after them, and then like caught them on the balcony and like had his gun out and was just like standing there. I'm just like, oh shit, is he actually like a secret agent? And then when Richter comes and starts like popping shots off, and he's like, hold up, like you're gonna crack the dome.
Crack
I'm
the
like,
glass.
like that was something I didn't even like think about until after. So I thought the way that they played that off was super smart.
Oh yeah,
like,
now there's a lot of little key things like that happen where you're like, pay the fuck, because like even when that explosion happened, everyone started, you know, getting sucked out into space. They're like, close the doors.
Yeah, so I loved all of that. Like the story is just crazy interesting. They were able to pull it off in a way that was, I don't feel like it took itself too seriously, which I feel some action movies have a tendency to do. Like I feel like they were able to have fun with it. Like especially with the suitcase Arnold talking to himself. Yeah. Like
that was almost like a Betty White moment. That like that moment that resparked Betty White's career in Lake Placid. It's exactly how like that felt to me. Even though the Lake Placid happened years later, but it's like that old lady was like, "Man, fuck you."
Yeah, but I had a real fun time with this story, and like yes, it does have its issues, like here and there. Like I feel the biggest one is Richter and his wife. Like I felt that was just odd. Like I love that everyone was like giving him shit about that. They're just like, oh yeah, she really seemed like she hated that assignment.
I'll tell you
even
what,
the one-liners
really stupid
all day.
Oh, sorry, go.
I was saying the one-liners in this was just all day.
Oh, dude, like I feel like that's another thing that's just a staple of Arnold. Like his one-liner delivery is just, chef's kiss.
It is. It's like that. There's a small pause right before he says it. Zoom in says it, and then zooms out. It's almost like this TV skit that's getting ready to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like almost ready for a laugh track.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm having a hard time placing this one. I think I'm going to go pretty high on my story grade. I think I'm going to sit like at an 88. Like just to apply for like what issues I did have, and I don't feel there were any like areas that were too slow. I think the only thing that I would even kind of consider slow was when he was like just right before he got into the machine. Like everything kind of before that was just like okay, like it's dragging a bit. Like when him and his wife were at, or not his wife, what's her name? Him and Sharon Stone were at breakfast, and she's like trying to mac out with him, and he's like trying to watch the news.
Well, when you're used to having a hot wife, you're like, yeah, get the fuck away from me. But it did start hard off, though, with the dream, because it was a little bit of foreshadowing in the very beginning.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's true. That was wild. I think maybe one thing that they could have done a little bit different, like in regards to like Melina, was maybe not make the model that they were going to create look exactly like her. Because then that just kind of solidified me like falling for the whole it being the memory that they're implanting in him. Which, I mean, I guess that could have been their goal from the get-go, but I feel like you could have pulled it off pretty well had you just had like a basic model.
Yeah, no, like I said, it was down to even the exact same 80s perm, you know what I'm saying, or 90s perm, because I believe came out in 90, so it was like that big Aquanet sprayed hair.
Yep, exactly. I feel like the way that they built the woman was something that would have pissed my wife off. Like they asked like 3 different questions. They're just like, all right, hair color, body type, personality, and then it's like the personality is just like, you want them sleazy or not?
Dude, honestly, that even like irritated me a little bit for the selections that you had. I don't know. I'm kind of the person that like, not like likes. I don't know. I like a little meat on the bones. I'm not trying to sound like an asshole here. So like the girls that they were, saying that those were your options. I'm like, yeah, that's a little too skinny/slim for me. That's just me.
Dude, I thought he was going to go, or what was it, voluptuous? Like, I thought he was going to go for that. I'm just like, oh, hell yeah. And then he's like, athletic. I'm like, what?
Athletic.
Arnold.
Yeah, I got a little pissed off there. Just like,
well, you got a little
lame.
Sharon Stone action, you know what I'm saying? So, there's got to be a little bit of, a little play there. You got to even it out somehow.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Dude, but freaking Sharon Stone, man. Holy shit.
Yeah. Wow.
The lady who played Melina also played in Con Air. She was in The Craft. She was also in why can't I remember the name of these movies right now? But yeah, she was in a lot of action movies later down in the lines. But I just thought it was pretty funny. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, dude, she did a really good job. Like, kind of played off the character that she was supposed to.
Yeah.
Like, super well. Like, what was the other word that they used to describe them?
It was an M word, Mador, or I can't remember. It was like MAD something.
Yeah, well, whatever it was, like they like did like a perfect combination of that and the sleazy, and you got like the vibes for both. So the whole cast, like I think with what they were given, did a really solid job. But
yeah, the chemistry between everybody was on point.
Oh yeah. So yeah, for me personally, I'm sitting at an 88. So this is out of 100.
Oh yeah.
In case you were wondering.
No, I know the formula.
Okay.
Like I said, if I had to rate it, I'm gonna put it at about a 92.
92.
You know what I'm saying? There was holes, there were slow points, there were things that could have definitely moved along a little faster, but you know what I'm saying? I don't hold it for the fault of that. You know what I'm saying? Because there were far and few between.
Yeah, like I think this was one of the first movies that was starting to transition into the 90s style movies, because it has like very not subtle hints of 80s in it.
Yeah.
And I think those slow bits are definitely what hits like that 80 area.
So we don't need filler, goddammit.
All right, where are you at, Rose?
So I did enjoy the story. I feel you guys definitely like this movie a lot more than I did. But like I said, really good story. The way that they set up the future in this universe is really, really cool. And they explain it very, very well. But story-wise, I'm sitting at an 80.
Still a lot higher than I thought you were going to go.
No, fair enough. I mean, that's a little higher than I thought I was going to go.
Yeah. All right, well, that averages our story grade to an 86.6. Moving on over to writing. I think my biggest writing issue was Richter and his team. Like, especially the guy with the freaking GPS system that was just firing the gun off, like, willy-nilly, where he's just like, that way, and then, like, just unloaded. And I'm like, dude, you can't, like, the dude's massive. Like, how are you just guessing where he is? And then, another, like, slight note I had, when they finally did shoot the rat, like, that was a way too much blood for that rat.
Fair enough.
Well, you know, with the thing for that rat, you got to remember too, like, this is the future, so these high-powered rifles are just blowing shit up. You know what I'm saying? Because these are not like regular-looking guns. You know what I'm saying? They have these like weird contraptions on top, on the side. You know, every one of them's got a flash suppressor on it, and it's like, you know, it almost looked like they took a whole bunch of Uzis and then just modified them to look newer. You know what I'm saying? So like, it almost sounded like, you know, from just shooting guns and being around weapons. I was like, it just sounds like it's literally like high powered rifle bullets coming out of these guns with the sounds that they were using. Getting subsonic shots from these handguns, blowing these rats up.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious watching it, but it still was just like, what? Like, you know who you're looking for, right? Or just the fact that, like, Arnold was able to get away, like, he was walking down the street with just a towel on his head. Like, he didn't change his outfit or nothing. And they drove past him and they're like, is that him? And I'm like, oh, you mean the freaking Monster Man?
You know, hey, Arnold is just huge as fuck. You know what I'm saying? He's I think he's like 6'1" in his prime, and like 200, maybe about 250 pounds of just pure muscle. And yet, I always liked the fact that how they hid his body until they needed to show it off, so it wasn't distracting. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah, I just looked up his height. Yeah, he's 6'2", and he was 235 when he was doing it like contest.
Yeah.
260 off season.
That means about 250 without being dropped down in weight.
Yeah. Dude, I always thought he was taller because I'm 6'2".
Well, I'm 6'5", and you know what I'm saying. And like I said, when you're at that 6 foot level, you're just like everything else is like. I thought you'd be taller.
Yeah.
God, I'm short.
Dude, I had that feeling when I met Lou Ferrigno. I thought I was going to be like the same height as him. He's massive.
Oh yeah.
Like, but dude, I tell everyone when I feel like I got profiled because I brought my dad because my dad was like also a super big Lou Ferrigno fan. Like I grew up watching his Incredible Hulk show on TV Land, and so he was coming to a Comic-Con and we went to go see him. And so I drugged my dad and I was just like, hey, we're gonna go meet Lou, and he's like, all right. And so when we got there, he like immediately went to my dad. I'm just like, I brought him.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, dude, he was like everything I wanted him to be. Like, it was great.
Oh yeah, and he's still in shape. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy part. You know, some people let themselves go, but he's still a freaking beast. You know, and like I'm in the I'm slightly in the fitness industry, and like me being as tall as I am, the way people out angle each other to make themselves look bigger than somebody else, or even a little like I've had many times where I've taken like photos with people where they'll put their arm over my shoulder to kind of push me down to be at their height. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of like, yeah, this dude is not that much bigger than me. And like, no, I'm way bigger than you, bro.
Oh, damn, dude. Like, aren't you like? Isn't Lou that height too?
Hey, I think he's about 6'4".
6'5".
Okay, yeah. So I'm 6'5". I'm
Oh.
300 pounds, and so he he's not as heavy as I am.
Oh, but yeah, still, like, just the fact that he was like Arnold was able to get away with just having a towel on his head, and they were able, they got confused. It was like it's straight up Clark Kent syndrome. If Clark Kent was in his full Superman suit and just put the goggles on.
They don't know who I am. Talk about bad writing. No,
it wasn't necessarily that. Like, I feel like he totally could have gotten away with the disguise. It was just the fact that they drove past and they're like, "Is that him?" Like,
yeah,
when
he's right there.
Yeah, like if he would have changed clothes, if he would have like taken his jacket off or just something. They saw what he was wearing. And then they chase him, and then they get thrown off by the towel. like,
wait a minute. You got to get that quick squint. You know what I'm saying? But also, too, the way those futuristic cars look, how the fuck do you see through the windshield?
That's a good point.
That is a definite fair point.
Mm-hmm. You know, I actually tried to look up to see who voiced the Johnny Cabs because I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Doesn't have anything for it, I don't believe.
Oh, actually, I can pull that up right now.
Yeah, because I thought it was just hilarious. He, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of a sudden, he first of all, you know, the AI that this cab has, and then he rips it completely out, so it's no longer connected to power, yet it's still powered talking to him as he's trying to tell it to get away and drive. And then when he tells him to go blow him, all of a sudden he gets pissed off. He's like, no, I will not blow you. I'm going to kill you. And then and we got to assume this is an electric car because there's like no hood for a motor. So how did it blow up? And, you know, that's like I said, there's a few things that I'm like, okay, that doesn't make sense. But for movie purposes, I understand.
Yeah. Oh, the voice was Robert Picardo.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, he was in a lot of Star Trek stuff.
Is he like a real thin guy?
Yeah, he's a little bit of a thinner guy. Like, I feel like I've seen him in something else. Like,
Yeah. Still doesn't ring a bell. I'm a big Star Trek fan, so I've watched a lot of Star Trek, so usually I'm pretty good about the names for that.
Yeah, the only thing that he's cast as in the Star Trek is the Doctor.
Well, there's a lot of doctors, so they did have a lot of.
So that doesn't really like narrow it down.
Yeah. Does it say like Next Generation or like Deep Space Nine or Voyager or?
He plays a lot of like very basic people. Like he was in Hawaii Five-0 as CIA man, or Rock Jocks as Guard 1.
Well, his number one acting profile should just be Johnny Cab guy.
Yeah, his number one is Star Trek Voyager as the Doctor.
Okay, well, if it's Star Trek Voyager as the Doctor, then then you know what though? That Johnny Cab would explain why he looks the way he looks, because I'm pretty sure they molded his face, because in Voyager they had a holographic Doctor, and that holographic Doctor, that guy actually played in quite a bit of roles, especially in theater, because that's a theater guy. If it's the Doctor that I'm thinking of. So he's actually pretty famous.
Yeah. In Star Trek First Contact, he was the holographic Doctor.
Yeah, then it's the exact same one then.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
just in Voyager, I'm like, I already Doctor. He didn't have a name. He was just known as the Doctor.
Yeah. He did a really good voice for that type of robot.
Yeah.
Like, and once again, we're going to get into it with the special effects that they had, or practical effects. Like that's the category I'm like super excited for.
Same here.
But overall, I do feel the writing was a little bit weaker than the story overall. And I think I'm gonna sit at like an 83 with the writing. Where are you guys at?
Well, for me, this is just and I'm going to be 100% biased. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks, but I'm going to sit at a 90 because, like I said, this has so much nostalgia for myself from watching it. You know what I'm saying? Because like these are my mom would let me watch this as a young kid. You know what I'm saying? I was born in '82, so I was probably when this came out in '90, probably around 8. Or not even 8, maybe like 7. And I remember going to the theaters to watch this. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yes. Well, my mom worked at a drive-in movie theater. So instead of by getting a babysitter, she would just park the car and then we'd watch movies until she got off work. And she'd let me watch everything.
I was going to say, because they had a lot of like stuff that would make me question.
Well, like I said, hey, my mom, but also too, like, you know, when I go watch a movie, when I like double features, she, it's like, oh, I'm gonna watch the first one. Then she didn't really pay attention to that double feature, so that's how I got to see a lot of these movies.
I was gonna say, like, how the three boobed alien get past her.
Well, also too, my mom didn't watch the movie; she was working. You know what I mean? She's in the concession serving popcorn while I'm out there watching movies.
Dude, that would bring up so many questions for me if I was like, what, 8? Like, oh. Like, it's one of those.
Like I said, I used to watch horror movies like ain't no tomorrow.
Oh yeah, Rose is on the same boat. He watching horror movies at like what, 6?
Yes, I watched Halloween when I was about 6. And I've never been terrified of Michael Myers or Chucky or Jason or Freddy.
Yeah, because your parents took your innocence, and now you're not afraid of anything, and you research serial killers
for fun.
For fun.
Yeah, what can I say? I got a twisted mind.
It's like, funny enough, your shrine gave that away.
You know what? Fair enough. And to think that I added even more to it.
Good hell, man.
I know. Dude,
All
there's
right.
a freaking... oh, sorry, go ahead. No,
No,
sorry.
I was just gonna ask where you were at for writing.
Oh, really. So I would say I'm at the same score that I was for story, 80. I liked the writing just as much as the story. I will say though, I had a really stupid moment during this movie when the doctor gives oh my god, Arnold
Quaid.
Schwarzenegger. Quaid, thank you. He gives him the red pill, and I'm just like, okay, do I hear Matrix? And I'm just like, wait a minute. This movie
This
came
is
out long
before.
before The Matrix.
Dude, that is exactly what I said during that scene. I'm just like, freaking rip off. And then I saw 1990 when the movie ended. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my.
Glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah, it got me too.
Okay, thank God.
Well, see, I'm on the opposite end of that spectrum because I'm like, that's where they got it from.
That was so funny. like just like that's Matrix. If he I was straight up expecting him. I'm like, if he pulls out a blue pill, I'm gonna lose my mind. I wonder if there had to have been some inspiration for the red pill, blue pill, because of that.
Yeah,
like there had to be.
Yeah, like I said, there's
Who
so many throwbacks
distributed?
to all these older movies that it's like, but also too, just like music, you can only rewrite a story so much and use so many things before things start fucking looking the same.
Yeah. All right, moving on over to acting. I think for me personally, I just did like the main like 3 or 4 characters. But we have Arnold Schwarzenegger, who played Quaid, Rachel Ticotin, who played Melina, Sharon Stone, who played Lori, Ronnie Cox, who played Cohagen, and then Michael Ironside, who played Richter. And then we had like a bunch of other people, but I don't think they were in it like enough to affect the overall. I kind of throw them everyone else's extras.
Well, it's funny too because like somebody who had like 3 seconds of like basically one line got a credit on it, and not just a credit, but he's on. If you look down on the list, it's the very last person. It's like Mike Rowney, or he's always playing a biker. But he literally had barely a scene in the train where he's getting to Mars, where he said, "Oh, you didn't hear they're finding alien stuff," and then he got a credit at the very end. He's like
really?
a big old beard. Yeah, he literally is like a little blurb, and yet he's still like as a main cast character, even though there's so many other characters in this movie.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. It was like it was like so crazy, and then the guy who played Tony, the one with the melted face on the side, he's actually the cop from Breaking Bad.
The brother-in-law?
No, not the brother-in-law, the bald one, the white guy.
Dude, no shit.
Yeah, that's Tony that he plays in this movie.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm just connecting dots here. That's all, because these movies are the credits that people get in these movies. People don't realize the stuff that they're doing now.
Yeah, who is it? Dean Norris? Oh my gosh, dude, that's insane. Like, he was so unrecognizable.
Yeah, you can't even tell. You know what I'm saying? I just happen to remember the name because I've seen this movie so many times. So when clips of Breaking Bad pop up on my TikTok, I'm like, oh, I know who that fucking guy is. He also has like a famous picture where it's like this black and white picture of him making a mean face and then him making a happy face, and no one even knows that's him because it's like this big ass fucking meme.
Dude, he's been a meme a lot because he's also been the it's not a rock, it's a mineral.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. All right. I feel like this one's like. Actually, I don't think it'd be too similar for us. I think we'd all have different opinions. So, who was your top 3 actors from this?
It's gonna be well, I can't remember his name now, but it's I'm gonna call him Dick because he's from RoboCop and he's the bad guy, the voice, the person you love to hate. Then it goes Arnold, and then it's Benny for me. I like Benny because he you cannot tell who he is until he shows his true colors.
Oh my gosh, dude, that betrayal, what?
Yeah,
Yep.
Dude, that came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So those are my, but I wish I could, Richter, not Richter, because Richter's the idiot. I can't remember, but if you ever watch RoboCop, he's always the CEO person, or the second in command CEO, and he played such a good role in RoboCop that they brought him from RoboCop and made him the villain here because he's like this weak, frail old man, but he knows how to play that corporate fucking level, and because of how slick and the way he talked and the bravado that he showed, it was one of those things where it's like, fuck, I hate this guy because he's just pulling all the dick moves.
Yeah, Cohagen.
Yeah, Cohagen. There we go.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. He did such a killer job. It was so hard not to hate his character.
Yeah.
So he freaking killed it. Gosh, I'm having a hard time figuring out my my top 3.
It's a difficult movie because he rolls really fucking break it down, man.
Yeah, I really, I think I'm going to give my top spot to Sharon Stone because, dude, she was awesome. When she, the way that she was able to go from super sweet and loving to kicking his ass. And then straight back to she was just jumping around all over the place, and it was just so hard to follow. When she came in the second time and was talking to him, when what's his face, Dr. Edgemar came in, I legit thought that was they uploaded her to the matrix of his mind, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be interesting, and yeah, and then when they made the flip again, I'm just like, shit! I can't get... she's so good. She did such a good job at just, twisting what expectations you had of her character. And then... yeah, number 2 I'd have to give to Arnold. And... and honestly, it's just because I don't... he's not the best actor in the world.
But he plays a good part, though.
Yeah, he plays a really good part. There's one, oh, so it was funny to watch, but when he was freaking out in the machine the first time,
yeah,
his face, it just gets so intense. It's hilarious to watch, and then I think the way they were just kept shooting him with the tranquilizer, I was laughing my ass off during that. And then anytime he was interacting with himself in the in the video, I'm like, come on, dude. I always feel it's when you're talking to yourself in a video, those types of tropes, I feel those come off as super cheesy, and this just knocked it out of the park with how much cheese there was.
Well, they spread it pretty thick.
Yeah. Just the the fact that the recorded versions like made a comment, well, I'm not the one with the towel on my head. I'm like, come on.
And then how did he know he was going to have a towel on his head?
Yeah, I know. So that was just hilarious. And then number 3, I think I'm going to give it to Richter. Like, I did have, like, out of everyone, I did have the most issues with his performance. I do feel that he went a little over the top pretty often. But, like, you kind of understood his character, too. Like, to a certain degree. Like,
yeah,
you understood his motivations. You understood, like, where he was going, what he was trying to get at. It was just, for me, what ruined it was just how overboard he went. And it was just in the performance. His actions and everything were, like, completely justified by what we got of him as a character.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he just played it up a little too hard.
Well, hey, I think he took inspiration from this when he did Starship Trooper, because he was going that hard in that movie.
Yeah. So I think out of everyone, I feel he gave the most 80s performance. Like I feel like he's the one that like was keeping this movie like more in like 1980.
Fair enough.
Anyway, what about you, Rose? Who's your top 3?
Number 3, I would give to Sharon Stone. I agree with absolutely everything you said. It was amazing how she was able to switch tones. Number 2, I would also give to Arnold. He was very good, but like Caleb said, his acting still isn't great. It's good, but my favorite acting performance of his will always be Jingle All the Way. I don't care what anyone says. And then number 1, I would have to agree with Ben and give it to Benny, because Mel Johnson Jr. was incredible. That was one of honestly the best switch from good side to villain side I've honestly ever seen in a movie, because I did not see that coming one bit. So just for that fact alone, the guy deserves to be number 1 for acting, because he pulled it off tremendously.
Yeah, like just the way he like it slapped you across the face, like you're what?
Exactly.
Yeah, even after he proved himself and the whole tentacle thing, I'm like, come on, bro.
Dude, one thing that threw me off was when they were chasing Quaid and Melina, and then he gets out of his cab and he's like, oh my gosh, they're chasing me too. I'm like, no, they're not. Like, I'm pretty sure you could have just stayed in your cab. Like, they weren't coming after you. They were coming after the people in your cab. So, it was just another, like, mild complaint. If acting score, though, this one's hard, just because it was, like I said, it felt very 80s, and it kind of detracted a lot. I think I'm at like a 79. I'm just not quite in the 80 range for it. And I do
about the 80s, but he's not in the 80s.
Yeah. Like, it's just like Arnold was like very much Arnold, and the people that were good were just not super great, and then the extras were just again not the best.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, you're good. Just some minor technical issues. All right, so where were you at with your acting grade?
His acting at this moment in time, so it's heavily produced on his like action movements and him just being ridiculously strong, because he's definitely superhuman in this movie. And but with the acting, everyone else was carrying him enough to where it wasn't noticeable bad.
Yeah, I feel like that's the go-to with Arnold. You kind of have to surround him with better actors.
It's true. It's very true.
Which is unfortunate to say, but still. Oh. All right, so 89, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, where are you at, Rose?
I think I'm gonna agree with your score. 70. You said it 79, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Agree with everything you said. That you kind of have to have a good ensemble of a cast to kind of lift Arnold up when he is the leading man in any of these movies. Because I don't know about you guys, but Sinbad carries Jingle All the Way, and I don't know how many times I'm going to reference that damn movie in this episode.
Which is true.
Oh. All right, well, that averages our acting score to an 82.3. All right, next up we got character development. So, just kind of discussing his story arc through this, and any like character changes that he has. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like action movies kind of have a hard time with this, because I don't feel like he really makes too much of a character change. Like it just kind of feels like he does feel like in the beginning that he has like this sense of like higher purpose, and then throughout the movie he kind of like fulfills that. But I don't know, like I feel like something maybe a better actor than Arnold could have done would be to like struggle with accepting that higher purpose, and maybe just wanting to like live that normal life or whatever. But it just seems that like Quaid is always like aspiring for something greater, for like something beyond the normal man, and ends up discovering that his life is already that. It's already more. So I don't really feel like that's too much of a struggle for him. I feel the biggest struggle is just unlocking his memory.
Yeah, like I said, with the character development in this, it really takes him, like, just like you said, he's having these dreams, he's having this, he's living this mundane construction life where he's just a professional jackhammerer, and that's a technical term, as a jackhammerer does. You know what I'm saying? Not even a construction worker. It's just a field of guys jackhammering that are all jacked and sweaty and seem to be covered in coal, even though they're, jackhammering cement. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things. If you caught, it's like, why is it black? But at the same time, they're just looking like they're jackhammering cement, which is hilarious. But he develops into this spy, but like you said, it's the trigger point that something's drawing it to him, and then as he proceeds to follow it, all of a sudden everything that he wanted and knew that was in him is coming out. So like you can see him unfolding like this piece of paper, flattening back out to his normalcy of a spy. So it's like you could just see the growth that he goes from being, at least for me, him being just an average, everyday Joe Schmo, fucking, working the 9 to 5, and then all of a sudden he's, on Mars, saving the fucking world.
Yeah. So it's hard for me to like feel like there's much development in him with this, and I feel like that's not necessarily this movie fault. It's just an action movie fault.
Yeah. But that like, even with the development, the whole hint is him having a total recall to remember who he is, And even though they referenced the Total Recall when Richter said he could have Total Recall, he never actually really had Total Recall in the fact that, like, not to the very, very end when he locked hands and opened up his mind and realized what he needed to do. You know?
Yeah.
That's true.
But you got to remember, I read too much into this stuff because this is what I love.
No, like that's like, yeah, that's some awesome insight to the character.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm having a hard time giving this a score. Unfortunately, I think I'm down in the 70s still. I need a second to figure out where I'm at. So, what do you want to take it first?
I'll give I'll give my score because I'm very liberal with speaking and talking, especially with things that I love that are near and dear to my heart. I.e. just action movies in general, because I almost feel like I want to be this action star. I'm always putting myself in those perspectives of I could live that life. Like if I was a spy from Mars, I'd be ripping off. But with the character development of just Arnold in itself, if we're just going to leave it at that, I'm going to give it a 90.
90. Alrighty. Huh. All right, where are you at, Rose?
So yeah, I would definitely agree with Caleb. There really isn't a lot of character development in here, but the twists and turns that his character goes through in this story is kind of freaking insane. For how like with the whole like him entering Total Recall, but it turns out like he already had memories of where he wanted to go, and just it's just fucking nuts from start to finish with where his character goes, and I kind of loved it, but it also just wasn't that great of development. Well, I'm gonna go with 79.
Okay, I guess one thing that you could consider some development, but also not at the same time, because he does kind of have this struggle with like a sense of identity, because he's dealing with his alternate self, like who he was before he became Quaid, and struggling with the fact of accepting that he doesn't want to work for the bad guy anymore, and he wants to be on the side of good. And even though it was played off like not great, it was still pretty interesting. But I think I'm gonna get. I'm a little bit lower. I think I'm going to 78. So that averages us out to an 82.3. So exactly the same as our acting score.
Nice.
All right, next up, the one that I am most excited to talk about, we got effects.
Yes.
So who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I'll definitely go first. Even then, and you know what's even more funny is I own this movie, but when I went to go put it in, I was like, I'm just going to pop it in from the house, just watching it on, because I literally rewatched it maybe an hour before we jumped on, just so I can get a good fresh redo of it. And I ended up buying the digital copy, the Ultra 4K on Amazon Prime for $6. And I watched it on my high def TV, volume completely up. And the one thing I hate about Ultra 4K is if you watch these movies that are shot in 720, 480, the quality doesn't hold up at all. Like, you can see the effects. But the great thing about this movie is everything was so practical that only things that looked cheesy were Mars backgrounds and CGI, green screen things, which was far and few between. There was only a handful of times because everything's pretty much, filmed in close. So like even the special effects and the actual just the practical effects still held the fuck up. And so like it's that high quality sci-fi, effects that were in this. It was still legit. It was still like, it held the test. For me, it holds the test of time because it still looks reasonably real. I liked it a lot. Everything happened from the nose pulling to the rat exploding to the cars to the like the spacesuits, even like the facial expressions of like oxygen being evacuated out of the body, because technically Mars doesn't have an atmosphere, so you should freeze. There's no sun, but yet it was imploding. And with the imploding, the body was filling up, gonna stretch. And it's like, that makes no sense, but you know what? It looks good.
Yeah. For a movie that came out early 90s, like damn near almost as early as you can get, because this came out in June of 1990.
Summertime.
Yeah, so the fact that their effects are able to hold up so well, like even the X-ray effect, like that even held up super well. And I don't know if you've ever seen the visual effects artist react series on YouTube.
No.
They actually cover that effect, like the X-ray effect on Total Recall. And they said that all of that stuff, like all of the skeletons and whatnot, were hand animated.
Bam.
Yeah, so it was just like getting the reference, and placing it over the top of everything. Like that's what they had to do to pull that off. And I mean, yes, you could very well nitpick to death, but we'd be doing this movie such an injustice if we were comparing this to anything that came out today.
Yeah.
So it's just incredible what they were able to pull off, and then just all the practical effects, like when Arnold's face is ready to implode. Obviously they used a mannequin head, or I don't know what you would call that, just like a replica of his head, and just inflated the shit out of it. All of that stuff, the transitions between real face and the prosthetic face were so crisp. There were a lot of times I didn't even realize that the moment that they did. There were a lot of times where it took me a second and I had to rewind, and it was oh, that's the moment that they did, because I don't catch it the first time. And yeah, and whoever designed those damn faces and everything needs a massive amount of money, because everything looked so good. From Arnold's head, multiple times, blowing up like a balloon. The fake lady's mask that he was wearing, that looked really good.
That lady, she's credited as Fat Lady.
As Fat Lady?
Oh, yeah,
nice.
Yeah, not at all. But that's exactly how she's credited in the movie.
Sad.
That's messed up.
Yeah. It's the 90s.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, it tracks with all the other shit that they have, because they have Burly Minor, the punk cabbie. Yeah, so it's just very descriptive, but yeah, so I will say I did have a few issues with that scene, and that's just because of acting. Why the hell would a mask start acting up like that? A mask not working properly, I could totally get behind that, but the fact that he was freaking out, losing his mind, and then he takes it off, and I'm wait, that was you? I thought it was like a full like robot suit or something. Like, I didn't realize it was just the head. So, but I mean, regardless of my like how I feel about the acting of that scene, it looked incredible. Like everything looked incredible. I think the only effect that I didn't care for, and it's kind of hard for me to call it an effect. Even it's more just like a filter. It's just the red filter whenever they were on Mars. It was kind of got hard to look at after a while. So honestly, I feel like that's my only complaint. Other than that, the effects were top notch.
And with the Ultra 4K watching it, it was like I was like, man, I can't really see any faults except for like when they had green screen parts. I was like, oh, but that's green screen, period.
Yeah, I mean, green screen you're always going to have problems with, especially with older movies. And back then, too, like I think they were still using matte paintings. So it wasn't even like green screen. What was the other one? We still have not even like touched upon the mutants.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, those things are so gross. Wow, what's the name? Kuatu?
Isn't it
Quado?
Yeah.
God damn it. I got it wrong again.
Quado. Dude, did they just like borrow a Chucky?
Dude, I thought the same shit. And the Child's Play too. When Chucky's about to explode, I'm like, yeah, this is literally him. This is literally him.
Well, here, it almost felt like they used the doctor that was trying to give him the red pill. I almost feel like it was like a mini version of his face smashed down onto his side, just because of the shape of his head and the way he was talking. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, that's true.
Dude, that was so gross. That was so gross.
Cool.
His eyes, though, that's what always threw me off. And why is he slimy?
Dude, it was so hard. The mutants were the toughest things to look at. Like, anytime that they were on screen, I was like, oh, shit.
But realistic.
Yeah. And, dude, and I don't know what it was, but when I forget who shot him. I think it might have been Richter, or when they shot Quado, like,
yeah, right through the head.
Yeah, it was like, it was like watching an episode of like the Pimple Popper and just.
That's hilarious.
Like it almost like it had like that. It almost had a vibe of like shooting a baby. Dude, it was just so gross. And like anytime he was on screen, I'm just like, okay, we get it.
Freaking people out, man.
Oh my god!
You ever seen that movie Airheads?
No.
That's I believe that's the cop that plays. If you ever get a chance to watch it, he plays a SWAT cop in that movie. The actor who was playing Quado, the actual person that had him attached to him.
Oh, okay. Does he have like? Is there gross shit in that one too?
No. Airheads is It could, no. Well, it has a funny, gross scene, but Airheads has Adam Sandler, Steve Buscemi, and Brendan Fraser, or Freer, I'll just say Fraser. All three of them in it, and they play a punk band or a metal band.
Oh, okay. I know the movie you're talking about. I just haven't seen it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, dude, I freaking love.
Even the guy from Seinfeld plays in it.
Oh, really?
That's awesome.
Yeah, the Kramer's. I don't know his freaking real name, but you know.
Dude, dude, with just the visceral reaction that I had to this movie's effects, just
For those who can't see, he's gagging. So even the sheer thought.
yeah, dude, it was any of the mutants. They were just disgusting to look at.
Well, you come into Tony, what we're talking about is like his skin flat. It's like if you had an emo haircut, but it was your skin that folded over your eye.
Yeah. That was a perfect
Oh my gosh,
representation of it.
dude! The costume designers on this just nailed it to a freaking T. Like that alone, I feel puts me in the 90s. Like the mutants alone, just the reaction that I had to them, and then everything else that they were able to do, just like you said, just shy of like the big vast scenes where it was like the matte painting or the green screen or whatever the hell that they did way back when. But I don't think that brings it down too much for me.
Yeah. But, I also want to make sure that we bring up the biggest thing that came out of this movie that actually ended up turning out to be a little bit of real life is a woman with 3 boobs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can't do this movie without speaking on it. You know what I'm saying? Because they look good. They weren't too high. They weren't too low. They were pretty perky, and you know what? They look pretty symmetrical. You know what I'm saying? And and Benny had a handful.
He did.
Oh my gosh, dude! I never seen this movie before. Did not realize that's where that came from.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I know, I knew beforehand of the 3-boobed alien chick. Did not know it was from Total Recall.
Oh yeah, because that's how much of a classic this is.
Yeah, that was. I feel like that was just for people whose parents didn't pay attention to what the hell they watched. That was just like a fetish landmine. I'm into weird shit now.
I don't know if I'm broken now because I like this.
What is it? I feel like I've seen a TikTok or something. They're just whenever they see something weird like that, they're just like, why is this boner?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And and as me saying this is real, a woman really got surgery to get 3 boobs just like that girl in the movie.
Dude, for real?
I'm not joking. That's why I said it. It came to fruition. That movie called it because it happened, and now somebody actually physically do it. I'm not saying Google it. I'm not saying search it, but you will find it.
I'm good. Yeah.
I might need more than that, but
I need verification.
We'll figure that out later.
So dial up that VPN.
Okay. Wow.
And incognito mode.
Yep. Exactly. Comcast, don't look at this one.
So FBI, this is not me.
Yeah, that's the last thing I need to be put on a watch list because they're just
Dude, I already
got
know
another
I'm on
one.
the FBI's watch list.
Oh.
I'm not done.
Oh my gosh. That was such good effects for this one, especially for how old this movie is.
Yeah, early 90s, literally the beginning.
Yeah. I feel like this is just what started just the 90s era.
Yeah, Blockbuster shoved everything in the kitchen sink in it.
Dude, I feel like this is also one of those movies that my dad would see on HBO or whatever and be like, "Oh, I haven't seen this in years. I can't wait to watch it." And then all of the shit, and he's like, "Oh, don't remember that." Like, that happened with, what movie was it? 16 Candles, I think? We were watching that, and then it was just like sudden boobs, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
You don't know how hard that is to like sit down and start watching and enjoying something, and then like because my youngest son is 10, and all my other kids are teenage years, so it is what it is. But my youngest son, so sometimes I'm sitting there enjoying it, and then I'm watching it, and then I look over, and then I can see him tensed up, like, and I'm like, "Well, you've already seen it."
You gotta, like, the trauma just has to start young.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude, now I'm thinking about it. I saw my first boobs when I was 6 with Halloween. Oh,
True.
wow.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes.
Okay, wow.
You know?
Never thought of it like that.
You can only hide it so much.
Well, right. You know what? Fair enough.
Oh, jeez. All right.
So that's how you can tell a good movie's when it got a set of boobs just for no reason.
Dude, that's exactly what 16 Candles was. It was just like something that they were watching on TV, and then it like changed and like didn't address it the rest of the freaking movie.
You know what I'm saying? And visual has been dropped. And even then, too, like with a pair of boobs, I think that was still PG-13 at that moment in time before anything started getting a hard R for any nudity.
Yeah. Wait, what? When did Indiana Jones come out?
Indiana Jones came out. It's way after Star Wars.
No, not 5.
So it had to be like 91?
91?
I'm trying to find it right now.
Yeah, because...
I'm not touching my computer because I don't want nothing to fuck up.
Oh, I feel you. Because I think...
81.
81. Oh,
okay.
shit, man, then I was way off.
Yeah, I was going to say, because wasn't Raiders of the... Or not Raiders of the Lost Ark. The... what was the first...
Fucking alarm.
It was Raiders. Raiders of the Lost Ark. That, I think, wasn't that the first movie that got a PG-13?
Yeah. Because of the Nazis melting.
Yeah.
Some disturbing shit.
So this movie would have been like
good.
right in that sweet spot.
It's true.
You know, with Indiana Jones being said, I was watching a TikTok not that long ago. They were like, if you took out Indiana Jones, it would have still happened and everyone would have died.
You know what?
Dude, I've seen that, and like just people trying to dispute that is hilarious.
Yeah, it's like nothing's gonna change that.
Wait, so how does the swordsman guy die then? That's the first one, right?
Yeah.
Because doesn't Indy shoot him?
No. You're thinking of because when the guy pulls out the sword and then he just whips out the gun. That's the Last Crusade with Sean Connery. That's the third one.
Oh yeah, that is. Oh yeah, my bad.
Where the guy's all, I'm fancy with this sword. He's like, I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Are you sure that's Last Crusade?
Yeah, it's Last Crusade. Because remember, he's on his way to get his dad, and then they're trying to hide. I'm pretty sure it's Last Crusade. It had no, because I'm thinking of the scene where he gets into the house. So it had to be. I
thought the one where the dude was like swinging the sword and everything.
And
that
he shot
was,
him.
Yeah, I feel like that was Raiders because wasn't he trying to chase after Marion?
Yeah, because the girl was in, or there's always a girl in it, but I'm trying to think of the one where it is. Yeah, because I'm thinking of when he punched. I'm almost recalling the one where he punched the guy in the face with the newspaper, and that wasn't even Indy.
Yeah, that one was in.
That's the Last Crusade. Yeah.
I always get those ones confused, and then I always forget about Temple
of Doom is in India, and Raiders of the Lost Ark. So it was in Raiders of the Lost Ark, because Raiders of the Lost Ark is when they're in the desert in Egypt, trying to find the artifact to actually find the location.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anybody says, Crystal Skull was a good one.
It's been a while since I've watched that, but I remember not
Never
hating
seen
it.
Let's just hope number 5 is actually good.
It should be. I hope Shia LaBeouf comes back.
I think you're in the minority there.
Well, you just got to do it.
I love it.
Dude, if they bring him back, that's going to be a very interesting movie.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to be all tatted up, so.
I don't even think any movie studio wants to touch him right now.
Yeah, he does a lot
Well,
of
when you're
indie
crazy,
stuff
you're crazy. Yeah.
True.
All right, getting back into effects for Total Recall. Dude, I honestly, I feel I'm in the high 90s for this one. Like, I think the artists that worked on this just did an incredible job. And like I said, the only thing I'm docking for is green screen shit.
Yeah.
So I think I'm at... screw it. I think I'm going to 96.
That's higher than me. I was giving it a 95.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, 95. All right, where are you at, Rose?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Ben. 95, because that freaking thing looked like Chucky, and I loved it. I loved that so much.
All right, well that averages our effects score out to a 95.3.
Nice.
All right, next up we got music, which there wasn't a whole lot of.
No, it's just dramatic sounds. You know what I'm saying? Like at this moment, they didn't even really use any music except for whatever was in the background of the bar. But the tension building that they used just with the orchestra music to dramatize the action really sounded good. You know what I'm saying? It really added to the effect of urgency of what was happening.
Yeah, they did a really good job at just matching the tone.
Yeah.
Of what they like, the drama that they were wanting for the scene. But I'm always like, I'm a big ass stickler because I'm always trying to think of like, oh, what's like super recognizable about this theme song or just this score in general, and I don't feel like we got anything like that.
No.
So this one's out of 10. And I think I'm going to be at a 7 with this one. I don't have too much to say about it because it's just like, it fit for the movie. It just wasn't like, it wasn't Star Wars or anything like that.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that 7 because it's like, all they did was match the pace of what needed to be pushed.
Yeah. Rose, where are you at?
I'd give it a 7 as well. I really don't have anything else to add what you said. You nailed it perfectly.
All right, next up we got costumes, which freaking the mutants, dude. Like, I'm gonna have a hard time not giving this.
It's a 10
actually
for me.
It's a 10.
Yeah.
It's a 10 for
Yeah.
you.
Then it's a 10 across the board because you can't beat that. You know what I'm saying? The costumes and the prosthetics that they used, it definitely pulled its weight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was actually going to go with a 9, but since we like round up here, yeah, we're going 10s across, or just that's what we're giving it. We're giving costumes a 10.
All right.
All right, so that averages us out to a 10. All right, last up we got our own personal grade for this movie. So, Rose, would you like to go first?
I would love to. So overall, I did enjoy this movie. I feel I probably didn't enjoy it as much as Ben and Caleb. just because I'm usually not into this kind of genre of film. But Schwarzenegger was a lot of fun to watch. You could tell he was having a good time. The supporting cast is also very good, and the effects make this movie watchable. Like, you have to watch this movie for the effects alone, because they are just that freaking good. So I'm gonna do. You guys are gonna kill me. I'm gonna go a solid 78.
I mean, that's not bad.
Okay.
Yeah, on me, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna give it a 98. I give it a 98 because it hits so hard for me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, this is 100% nostalgia filter. I enjoy this movie. I watch this movie on a consistent basis. It's at least seen twice a month at a minimum in this house.
Yeah, I can definitely see why. Like, there's a lot of rewatchability to this movie. Like, and that's only having seen it the one time. But I can definitely see myself going back and just trying to figure out these, like, little bits and pieces. Or things that I missed. Like, like the way that Richter and what's-his-face were firing the guns.
Yeah.
They were, like, running forward, like, both hand, like...
No,
like,
no training.
Yeah.
This isn't John Wick.
Yeah, they couldn't get, like, a weapons consultant or something. Just, like, a security guard could have just been like, okay, this is how you run with a weapon. Like, you could have gotten something. But no, we got that. Which, oh my gosh! Like, one thing that I completely forgot to talk about that I wanted to bring up earlier. I just didn't know where to bring it. We totally passed over that Arnold used a civilian as a human shield.
Oh, no, I did mention it. Oh, I said I would do it myself. You know what I'm saying? You know, Arnold being as huge as he was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm a spy now. And he didn't just use him a few times. 3 different people shot at him and hit that guy, and not one bullet hit Arnold. And then you got to remember, he tossed him. He was like, "Oh, I'm done," and it literally just heaved him right onto the bad guys.
Dude, I had to pause the movie and just like like laugh. That was hilarious. I was like it took me a second to realize, wait, that's not a bad guy. That's just some rando. And then he like grabs him and then freaking uses him as a Captain America shield and then tosses him to the side. I'm like, holy shit! Like, what? What is this? Like, that's the thing that got me like hooked on this movie. I'm like, I am all in. Yeah, it was like, out of everything in this movie, that stuck out to me the most. And then him getting crotch shot by Sharon Stone twice.
I love it.
Like, it was just aggressive. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this movie. Definitely a shocker or a nice surprise for me, because I feel like there's just a lot of movies from that era are just slow or drag on, and this movie just did a really good job at not doing that. So I'm personally going to be sitting at an 86, which averages our personal grade to an 87.3. So with that concludes this breakdown. So the final All Bros and Angry Dad score for Total Recall 1990 has come to a... Oh, shit. Hold on. I messed up my algorithm.
God damn it, Caleb.
I know. Shut up.
Why is this not
Don't worry, it's coming.
It's coming. 1 second.
You know, I was actually in a movie once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was in a horror movie. Oh, but I'm only in the director's cut.
Only in the director's cut. What? So
Director's cut.
how did that happen?
Just through mutual friends through the internet. A good buddy of mine introduced me to this horror movie called Unlisted Owner, and it's a POV. And I was like, all right, I'll check it out. And so I checked it out, and then actually talked with the director, and he's also one of the stars in the movie, and talked to him. So he funded the movie himself, wrote the movie himself with a couple of buddies, and filmed the whole. Literally did everything from start to finish. And then just being general friends with him after, just developing a friendship like over jalapenos and candied jalapenos of talking, he's like, I'm adding all these extra deleted scenes to my movie, and I want you to be in it. So he gave me about 50 seconds in the movie.
Dude, that is awesome.
Oh yeah, it's on Amazon Prime, but to watch the regular one, it's free, but to the director's cut, it's like $10.
Oh, dude. We might be in.
Yeah. What's it called?
Unlisted Owner. Yeah, if you like I said, on Amazon Prime, it's free, but the director's cut's pretty long. So you know what I'm saying. It's all the stuff that was cut out, and then a couple of like extra scenes added. Like myself, a couple other of my podcast buddies, we all got added into the movie.
Dude, that's awesome.
Awesome.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to use IMDb so I can just add my own little blurb in there for it. Like I was in this movie, goddammit.
Oh, dude, that'd be epic.
Oh yeah.
All right, I fixed the sheet. So the final score for Total Recall 1990 has come to a B+.
Nice.
Yeah, so it is sitting at an 87.29%.
I'll take that.
Yeah, so that puts it, comparing it to some other B+ movies, that puts it below Detective Pikachu, which is at an 87.31. It is below Freaky, which is at an 87.37. It's below How to Train Your Dragon, which is at an 87.5. It is below Parasite, which is at an 87.59. And then finally it is below Raya and the Last Dragon, which is 87.81. And then
those are all solid movies.
Yeah, and so it is sitting above The Willoughbys, which is at an 87.24. It is sitting above Psycho, which is at an 87.10. It's above the original Halloween.
I quit. I'm out.
Well, hey, my scores brought it above, so you know what I'm saying.
Nah, dude, you're good. I'm just giving. That's good.
So that puts it 87.06. It is also above Nobody, which is at an 87.
And I love that movie too.
Oh, that movie is so good.
So good.
And then it is also above In the Heights, which is at an 86.81.
All right.
That one stings. Just kidding.
Yeah, so I think it has a pretty decent home. Like, the margins on this are, like, super tight. Like, I mean, hell, you have to go 1, 2, how many movies is that? You have to go 8 movies above before you even get a full percentage.
Yeah.
Away.
Wow.
And then it's probably like less or more going down.
So you see it's like slap dab in the middle then.
Yeah, then it's 11 movies down before it's even a full percentage away.
that is tight.
Yeah, the margins are super close, but I mean, this is how we rank them. So I think it has a pretty decent home, though. I think a B plus is well deserved for this movie.
I agree with that statement.
All right, well, yeah. So that concludes this week's breakdown. Rose?
Yeah, it'd probably help if I actually, did my freaking job.
Yep.
Shut your ass. Ben, would you like to let everyone know where they can find you?
Yes, I'm the angry motherfucking dad. You want to watch my shit? IGTV, YouTube. You want to listen to it? Spreaker, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, SoundCloud, Deezer, iHeartRadio. My shit is there where you can easily fucking find it. Rate, review, like, subscribe, and guess the fuck what? This is the All Bros.
Freaking hell yeah.
I wish I could talk that fast.
Yeah, highly recommend the Angry Dad podcast. I love it. I listen to it on my commute to work. It's a good time, and like your promo said, it is a verbal kick in the ass.
That it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but something I definitely need in my life.
Well, yeah, that's like even one of the reasons why I started the podcast. Because I've been through literally the bullshit of all the life. I'm like, if I can spread a little advice out there to kind of change people's attitudes on how to fucking be, then guess the fuck what? I did my fucking job.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I have so many things in my life like that where it's like your show where it's just like people not being nice about shit you need to be doing. Like there's a guy on TikTok I follow, the Badass Counselor, and he's talking about like you need to get over your shit, and this like walks like how you need to do it, and he's like do this, like you'll be fine. And then I like listen to your show, and I'm just like I feel like I'm just like needing to get my ass handed to me. But yeah,
Let's say it right now. Yeah, once you step past that part, it's like fuck yeah, I got this shit.
Yeah, so cannot recommend it enough. Hell, that's why the promo's still in the rotation.
And I appreciate that.
All right, well, if you like what you heard on this episode and want to listen to more of not only, go check out Ben's amazing voice at his podcast, but if you want to hear mine and Caleb's amazing voices as well more often, be sure to follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, RadioPublic, Radio.com, Spotify, and so much more. If you can't find us, then y'all need to rethink where you listen to podcasts, because you're listening somewhere where you probably shouldn't be listening to podcasts. If you prefer to listen on YouTube, you can catch all of our episodes on there. If you want to check out our social media as well as DM us on there, where you can answer our questions of the week when and if we actually post them.
We haven't posted one of those in like a month.
Yeah.
Or a couple months probably.
Right. But so those are facebook.com/The All Bros, Twitter and Instagram @The All Bros, and also TikTok @The All Bros,
which I abuse. Someone's getting them, and they're getting all of them.
Yeah, I think you're sending them to mine. Or, well, you are sending them to mine.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I freaking love them. I watch every single one.
I do the same thing all day long.
If you want to email us, if you would prefer to answer our question of the week that way, or if you want to be on an episode, that is a great way to contact us. You can also contact us through that social media, but our email is theallbroschannel@gmail.com. If you want to check out our website, tinyurl.com/theallbros, where you can get to know us a little more. And you can also, that is the best place to get some merch, because no matter how many times we try to put it, well, no, I don't think we ever fought it, but whatever Caleb puts up on TeePublic, it seems to always get taken down. for copyright, which makes no sense because it doesn't, whatever.
Because I do everything from scratch.
Exactly. Studios are assholes. So yeah, I would definitely recommend using our customization tab that we have on our website. You'll actually be able to get the shit that you want. But if you don't want to do that, you can check out our store at tpublic.com/user/the Allbros channel. Next week on the podcast, we will be breaking down The Batman. So, wow, I hope it's good. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, the reviews have been amazing, so at least there's that. You know, all I'm counting on, just because Paul Dano is such an amazing actor, I'm really hoping that he delivers with the Riddler. Really hoping. But yeah. So unless you two have anything else to add.
No.
All right. Well, then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I am Jonathan.
Nah, I'm Caleb.
And I'm the Angry Dad.
And sorry, I should have paused for like 2 seconds longer. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. I was waiting. I was like, fuck it. I'm jumping in.
I love it. And we will see you guys next week. Deuces.
Oh, asshole. See ya.
Week. Come on, we got to hear your Herbert.
No.
Buzzkill.